in, Federal High Court to shift venue of Nnamdi Kanu's trial. Welcome to the news. Please listen to the details to the end. The Federal High Court in Abuja has expressed plans to shift the venue of the trial of Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. It was gathered that this was to ensure the non-interruption of other cases pending in court. It's common knowledge now that security operatives bar lawyers from accessing the court anytime Kanu's case comes up for trial. Speaking on the matter, while receiving newly elected executives of the Abuja chapter of the Nigerian Bar Association earlier this week, the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice John Tozo, disclosed that an urgent solution to the issue must be found. It is a worrisome development to all of us, the court, counsel, and parties. It's not really the making of the court. It is something foisted on us. It is security arrangement that causes this problem. Of course, that has been necessitated because of the altitude of those who also want to witness the trial. So, you find a situation where a trial is coming up involving an individual, and a whole lot of communities leave their businesses to besiege the court. It is worrisome, but you can't prevent them. So how to manage it has been challenging to us. We are even trying to think of some solutions. If you observed, for those who were here on Wednesday, the matter came up. But of course, the roads were free because the matter was shifted to late afternoon. So the security operatives were advised not to close the access roads to the court until the time proximate to the trial. We are improving along the line. We are actually solving the problem. What will ultimately happen is that we are exploring the possibility of shifting the venue of the trial. That will be the best way out. Otherwise, if the trial continues here, it will interfere with our business. We have 11 courts here, but it is only one court that is trying Kanu. At any time the case comes up, the other courts cannot function. It was really not a good development, but I can assure you that we have actually gone far in finding a solution to it, he stated. Concerning the case of Nnamdi Kanu, who was seen in court February 16, 2022. But because anytime Nnamdi Kanu shows up in court, the cases of other people have to be cancelled because the roads to the court will be blocked. But the last trial that happened February 16, his trial time had to be shifted to late afternoon so that other cases in other courts can be able to do their trials in the morning, so it will not be affected. The judge has always noticed this, and it's becoming issues for them because every time Kanu is showing in the court, the cases of those people are always not done, and it's affecting them. Inside the court premises, they have other 11 courts. Now, if the other 11 courts are having cases on that day, that means the 11 courts will not open just because of one man. So the court has come to an agreement that they are going to shift the venue of Nnamdi Kanu's trial so that it will not be affecting the cases of other people. So that's the reason behind That's the reason behind their shifting of his case to another court. And the security arrangement too, they always obey the order to the call. So we are exploring the possibility of shifting the venue of the trial. That would be a best way out. Because if they continue to use the court premises, they'll be hindering other cases from going on. Meanwhile, the court rejects Kanu's request to wear Igbo Izuago attire. Remember that the judge had ordered the DSS to allow Nnamdi Kanu have a change of clothes. But the DSS said the clothes they brought for him was having lion's head. And because of that, he can't wear it because it is against their procedures. And the judge asked Kanu which type of clothes does he want to wear. He said he wants to wear the clothes of his people. Now let us look at the details. Indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu, cannot wear the Igbo traditional attire Izuago to court. Justice Binta Onyako ruled. She had asked Kanu to indicate the type of clothing he preferred to wear after a complaint by his lawyer. The IPOB leader said, "I want to wear the clothes of my people, Izuago." But the judge refused to grant the request. It was at the hearing on Kanu's applications in a treasonable felony case at the Federal High Court in Abuja. The judge will rule on April 8 on Kanu's application to quash the terrorism charges against him. Justice Binta Onyako fixed the date after taking arguments on motion. The court, however, ordered the State Security Service to grant Kanu access to his reading glasses. Kanu's lead counsel, Chief Mike Ozikweme, SAN, had, at the commencement of proceedings at 1:30 p.m., complained that the SSS failed to allow his client to change clothes, despite an earlier order by the court. He also accused the SSS, in whose custody Kanu is being kept, of failing to provide his client with his reading glasses. So his trial has been adjourned till April 8. The venue will be said later in the day. But at that, let us have it in mind that Nnamdi Kanu is still in the DSS custody and is facing a lot of things. He's not allowed to change his clothes. His reading glasses has been collected for him. He's not allowed to practice his religion. What's your take on this about shifting the venue of Nnamdi Kanu's trial? Thank you.